All right, so we are going to complete another question, this time on your conceptual understanding of median, mean, and range. Of course, you guys know how to find those, but the real question is, do you understand what the characteristics of each of those are? So this question kind of tests your understanding of that. So let's read the beginning. It says, Sally surveyed her classmates to collect data about the number of minutes they spent exercising last weekend. The data values ranged from 30 to 150 minutes. So in this case, we're not given a data set and we're not asked to find what the median, mean, and range are, but instead we're just given a range of data. So we know our data goes from 30 to 150. And what we're asked to do is determine whether each statement is true or false and explain your reasoning. So like I said, you don't need to solve, you just need to have a conceptual understanding of what each of these mean. So let's identify key parts of these questions. So the median of the data will be more than, will be more than 150. So median, the first thing we're going to want to do is think about what is median. And you should know that's the middle number of a data set when the data is ordered. So the median or middle number of the data will be more than 150. So would it make sense if our data ranged from 30 to 150, like we are told up there? Would it make sense that our median, or our number that's supposed to be somewhere in the middle, would be more than 150? You should be able to say false. And the reason why is the median is the middle number. The median is in the middle. So it should be in between 30 and 150. So see how we didn't need to know the exact answer in order to solve this. We just needed to know if it was true or false and be able to explain our reasoning. So we know that's false because, like we said, a median has to be somewhere in the middle. And if our smallest value in our set is 30 and our biggest is 150, there's no way it can be more than 150. All right, let's move on to the next one. Now we're talking about mean. So the mean of the data values is less than 150. So let's think about mean. What does mean mean? It means the average of a data set, right? And that's also a measure of center, and it's going to fall somewhere in between our data. So somewhere from 30 to 150, our mean would be there. So in this case, the mean of the data values is less than 150. So same thing, since it's a measure of center, it's going to have to fall somewhere in between 30 and 150. So would it make sense that it's less than 150? It would. It's not specifying here exactly what value it would be, but yes, it would make sense that it's less than 150 since it's the average and it's going to fall somewhere in between 30 and 50. So true, since the mean is the average, it will be somewhere between 30 and 150. All right. So on the contrary, something that would make this statement false is if it said it's less than 30. It couldn't be less than our smallest value, but of course it could be less than our biggest value because it's going to fall somewhere in between 30 and 150. All right. Very last question is asking about range. So the range of the data values is the difference between 150 and 30. So once again, we're going to want to ask ourselves, what does range mean? So range is actually exactly what this says. Range is the difference between your highest value and lowest value in your set. So remember, it's the max minus the min. So this would absolutely be true because range is, I'm just going to abbreviate, highest number minus lowest number. So that would be true. Okay, hopefully that helps your conceptual understanding. Just remember that mean, median, and mode, they're all measures of center. That means they always have to fall somewhere in between our data. So in this case, none of those could be lower than 30 and none of them could be higher than 150 because they have to fall somewhere in between that data set. Okay?